What's going on, everyone? Platinum Beast coming at you with yet another video. Today we're going to be talking about what the future holds for precious metal bullion. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, everyone, so what does the future hold? The future year, that is, 2024, we're going to be talking about today. So, some of y'all may be wondering, what's going to happen? Well, I'm here to tell you, nobody really knows, okay? It's dang near impossible to predict the future when it comes to precious metals and stacking, right? You'll see all the live long day, a billion videos on YouTube telling you, buy silver now because it's going to the moon. Well, I mean, they've been saying that for years, right? And here we are. It's gone up a bit over the years, but not quite to the moon, okay? So take whatever you hear on YouTube with a grain of salt, including my own videos. Now, what I'm going to talk about today is my own personal thoughts and opinions on precious metals moving forward into 2024 and the next year or so, okay? So, what do we have coming up this year, right? What's a big thing that could determine the price of precious metals or move the price of precious metals or whatever, right? We have the election, okay? So we've got an election coming up in America, right? Now, for my international viewers, you might be thinking, what's that got to do with me? I'm over here in Australia. I'm over here in England. I'm over here in wherever, right? Well, I don't mean to be just that guy, but if we look at history, we know elections, especially U.S. American elections, they a lot of the times have a major influence on asset classes and things like that, and investments and economies and everything like that, right? America is one of the world's economic leaders. So what that means is, even if you're in an international country or you come from an international country, America's elections can influence the price of metals. So that's definitely something we need to be keeping an eye on and watching over the next year or so, is that we need to pay attention to the election, right? Now, in my own opinion, as far as the election is concerned, you'll probably see a run-up of precious metal prices moving up to the election. In America, we have our main elections at the end of the year, so we have all year to prepare for it, so to speak, and that's what a lot of people do. A lot of people will be buying this stuff all throughout the year, right? Because it's going to be slowly running up, and there's going to be a lot of interest going into the election. Now, once the election happens, depending on who wins that election, which party, and in America it's basically a two-party system. I know a lot of people don't like that, but it is how it is. Depending on who wins and from what party they are from will determine where precious metals go after that, okay? So depending on who wins is going to determine, I think, a little bit, right? I'm not saying one's going to send them to the moon and one's going to send them into the grave. However, I do think whoever wins can have a major impact, right? Now, I'm not going to get into politics because this is not a political channel. But that is something that I wanted to mention was that depending on who wins the election is going to really determine what happens with precious metals. Why is that? Well, it's not like the politician themselves is going to say, this metal's worth a lot of money, go buy it, and it goes up. Or this metal's worthless, and don't buy it, and it goes down. It's not going to be like that, right? It's going to be more so people buying this stuff because the economy is going one way because of who's in power and who's calling the shots at the moment, right? If you take a look at the economy as a whole, stock market, crypto, whatever investment asset class there is out there, you'll notice it moves one way under one party and another way under another party because both parties have very different views on how the economy should be run and what types of decisions should be made. So that is probably the most major thing that's going to be happening in 2024. Now, what do I think you should do? Well, I think you should just continue stacking and continue buying just like you have for however long you have been doing it, whether you're new or whether you're an old stacker. Just keep doing it, right? Just keep stacking these metals and just keep accumulating and adding overall. Because regardless of where it goes, it's an asset that you can hold on to and sell at the right time so that you don't lose money and hopefully even increase in value, right? Now, so as far as 2024, that's the biggest thing, okay? Now, there's other things that can cause 2024 to be an interesting year for precious metals. Some of those things are, we don't know what next year really holds as far as a lot of different things, right? We know that certain world events can shake things up quite a bit if 2020 is anything to learn from. We know that certain weather patterns can shake things up quite a bit, right? You know, if there's drastic catastrophes and it involves the weather, and the weather's just going nuts and destroying all kinds of stuff, well, that can really put a hindrance on the overall world economy. Another thing to sort of keep an eye on are the constant wars and conflicts we keep seeing pop up all over the place. Now, a lot of people say, man, it's not really nothing to worry about, but it could become something to worry about even if you're not worried about it right now. So that's definitely something to keep an eye on, right? There's multiple countries fighting with each other, okay? We're getting into a new sort of era of who's at odds with who and what are they going to do about it, right? And we don't really know because most of, I don't know how to really say it, but I guess you could say most of the Western countries are pretty step back right now. They're not really getting involved too much. I mean, they are a little bit with finances and stuff, but it's not a full-blown, you know, Western and Eastern and all these different people are getting involved and it's shaking things up completely, right? It's pretty contained within their own little battles right now as far as military and wars and stuff like that going on, but it could escalate into something major in 2024. So those are the three things that we need to be paying attention to, right? We need to always be on our guard as far as some unpredictable thing like what happened in 2020 or, you know, like what could happen with the weather. We need to keep an eye on the U.S. elections, right? Because that can be a major impact and a major breaking or making point as far as precious metals is concerned, depending on the outcome and leading up to the actual election. We also need to be keeping an eye on the wars. Now, what can we do about any of this? Nothing really. However, we can keep an eye on it, right? So, for instance, if something shoots the price of metals up and you see an opportunity to flip into a different metal or a different asset class, that might be worth looking into doing, right? If precious metals go way down, you might say to yourself, I'm going to sell the shirt off my back before I sell my silver and gold because I'm not losing half my money, right? Overall, guys, the best approach to take as far as 2024 is concerned is to just keep doing what you've been doing, hope for the best, prepare for the worst, you know, simple, basic life advice, essentially. But yeah, y'all, that's what I've got for you, and that's what my thoughts and opinions are on what we need to be paying attention to in 2024 as far as precious metals are concerned and some of the things that can make or break or change or determine the price of these metals overall. However, I think the best advice I can give y'all, and I'm not a financial advisor, this is just my own advice from my own opinion that I pulled out of thin air. I'm just kidding. But the best advice I can give y'all is to just keep stacking, really, guys. I mean, if you've built up a stack thus far in your life, you're probably already set. You're probably just slowly adding as time goes on and just keep on trucking, right? That's basically what us stackers are doing. We keep on trucking till the very end. So with all that being said, I appreciate y'all stopping by and checking out the video today. Let me know what you think of it in the comment section down below. What are you looking forward to in 2024? What are you paying attention to in 2024? What do you think is going to be the biggest driver for precious metal prices in 2024? Let me know all that in the comment section down below. Be sure to hit the like button on your way out. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. With all that being said, until next time, we'll see y'all.